Ever since that Indie showcase that happened back in March, I've been thinking a lot about indies and how much they've grown in the past few years. Not just by popularity, but grown as in the amount of things they've accomplished in the gaming industry. Shovel Knight and Shantae have representation in Super Smash Bros., one of the biggest gaming crossovers in history. Sonic Mania, a game published by Sega and one of the best Sonic games ever, was created by a small group of Sonic fans. But the recently announced Cadence of Hyrule has shown us something quite possibly even bigger. The game is essentially a spin-off and/or sequel of Crypt of the Necrodancer. That game was sort of a mix between a rhythm game and a roguelike, and it was an indie game. But the thing is, Cadence of Hyrule is also a top-down Zelda game. Zelda and Link are playable characters, and the music is even based off of Zelda music. This is an indie game that's completely based off and uses a Nintendo IP, one of the biggest IPs in gaming. I know Nintendo has strong relationships with indie developers. They supported them all the way back in the Wii era, and even promote them more than ever on the Switch. But this is a bit insane. Insane in a good way. From what I know, nothing like this has ever happened before. The closest thing to this specific situation would probably be Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, and even the Star Fox content in Starlink. Those were pretty crazy crossovers, but those games were made by Ubisoft, and they're a major third-party developer. Crypt of the Necrodancer and Cadence of Hyrule were both completely made by a team called Brace Yourself Games. Nowhere near the amount of developers as Ubisoft, and definitely nowhere near the popularity of their games. The game itself looks like a fun time. I've played Crypt of the Necrodancer on Steam and enjoyed it quite a bit. And while I'm not the biggest top-down Zelda fan in the world, I'll probably pick this one up, and who knows? It might even get me to love a top-down Zelda game, even though it's not really a top-down Zelda game, but it is at the same time. I'm also going to be playing Link's Awakening when that comes out, so if Cadence of Hyrule doesn't hook me, that game probably will, because it looks amazing. And the reason why I'm not a big fan of top-down Zelda, or even Zelda at all, is not because I think the games are boring or anything, but I guess it was because I just played a lot of Mario and Sonic when I was a kid. Never really touched the Zelda series until recently. To this day, I still have a massive backlog of great games to play, and a bunch of Zelda games are on there. However, out of the top-down Zeldas I've played and put some time into, Four Swords Adventures for the GameCube is probably my favorite. I really want to experience something like that game again. Maybe one day we'll get a remaster on Switch, who knows? Back to Cadence of Hyrule though, like I said, it looks like a fun time. I'm a really big fan of rhythm games, so I'm most likely going to check it out. The art style of the game is beautiful as well. I know a lot of people hate the whole pixel art style for indie games, and I don't get it. I guess it's because they think it's super lazy and overdone, but I don't even believe in that. If it's the art style they want to go for, it's the art style they want to go for. But I might have to save that entire argument for another video. But something that everyone could agree on, at least I hope so, is that this game looks way better than Crypt of the Necrodancer. Graphics-wise, of course. I'm not talking about the gameplay or anything, because we haven't seen much of it. We've only really seen one trailer so far, and the game is supposed to be coming out really soon. So I'm hoping we get another trailer before release, but we're just gonna have to wait and see. But the biggest thing to come from this is that it opens the door for more big indie collaborations with Nintendo, and even other companies such as Microsoft. A Mario game could be made by the Shantae developers. A Fire Emblem game could be made by the Wargroove developers. If you want to go even further, these indie devs could potentially give us new games and Nintendo franchises that have been dormant for years, such as F-Zero. The new F-Zero game could be made by the Fast Racing Neo developers. I don't want to get too ahead of myself though. Let's just enjoy what seems like one of the most impossible games ever created. Or at least, used to seem impossible. I'm kind of hyped to play Cadence of Hyrule. I would like to see a bit more of the game before I buy it, but I hope it turns out good and does well. This video is a bit shorter and has a lot less editing, but I'm just testing out different content on my channel just to see what people enjoy, but also because I want to get more videos out on a consistent basis. Not like daily videos or anything, just at least multiple times a week. I'm planning on discussing other indie games in the future, and possibly even streaming indie games on my Twitch channel, BlazingVictini22. If you enjoyed the discussion, feel free to like and subscribe for more gaming discussion, speculation, retrospectives, and so much more. I might stream Cadence of Hyrule on my Twitch channel when that officially comes out, so feel free to also follow me there. I've almost reached 1,000 followers, so that's going to be pretty cool. Thanks for watching though. I could really use some type of outro catchphrase at this point, but for now, goodbye.